All right. Hello, gold and above leadership. Welcome to the Zoom. It is Thursday night for you guys, March 5th, Friday morning for me here in the Philippines. Thank you guys for taking some time last minute to get on this. If you're watching this replay, as soon as you've watched the replay, if you could send me that text message, watched, so that way I know you just got a chance to get updated on all this because this one's going to be an important one. So, first off, happy March as we're heading into the third month of the year. And as we are inching closer to our RTE next Saturday over there, which is going to be unbelievable with Carrie and I know Troy Brown out there in the market. And then we're broadcasted live. By the way, we've got all the tech stuff figured out from us, from Kursky and all that with the Zooming so people can log in. We're going to have no issues there, thank God. Number one, so you can count on that. Number two is the real push into Amplify. Now, as you notice behind me, we've got Amplifies where May, we're over here in Denver, June in Portugal for Europe, and then July in Johannesburg, South Africa, as these marketplaces are growing. But for now, what we're going to do is tonight, we're going to be focusing on Amplify Denver and talking about that, as well as preparing us for kind of the season to come. Now, as we know, generally speaking, 30 days, 60 days, but it's really 90 days out as the result of your paycheck of activities, which means the activities you do today usually don't show up in your check for about 90 days, which means if I'm doing stuff in March, okay, that means I've got April, May, June is really when I can kind of expect. So right now, sometimes I know a lot of times as leaders, when we're looking at a lull and we're looking at, man, my March numbers, I'm not where I want, or February was slow. It's like, well, what happened at the end of November? Because that's 90 days ago. What was I doing? What was my activity like at the end of November? What was my activity like in December? So that's why sometimes I go, whoa, 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 whoa. You're fine. You're fine. Sometimes it's just looking at it, from that perspective of coming out of it. But the most important thing here we wanted to do in bringing this leadership together is to give you guys more communication, more updates, and more preparation because we are about to do something that for me, I am giddy about. And it's something that, as we're looking at this next event, I think everyone can agree here, Good Life Trainings, we run incredible events and the quality of the events, the experience at the events, when people walk out of it and there is this level of belief that's increased and all that. Now, does it mean that we can't be better? No. In fact, I think that we can continually, and that's always going to be the process here, is to never stay stagnant because in life, I believe you're either growing or you're dying. And some of that is revolved around a concept that is I call being creatively unoriginal, which sounds like a weird statement. I believe this is a JMac original, by the way. I don't think I've heard anyone else say this. Most things I steal, make them my own, and then I pass them off as they're mine. This one I think is mine. So there's not many original JMacs. This is one of them. And what I mean by being creatively unoriginal is this. If you take a look at most movies, most TV shows, if you take a look at most songs, if you take a look at most things, a lot of them are something from the past that was successful and just recreated a little bit differently and then spun off, which feels new. And so what we mean by that is over the period of time is finding a way to be able to take what we know is the essence of what an event is that makes more people come to make big decisions, to get that sense of training, but also that sense of belief and recognition and that thing that where those big decisions can be made because we know big decisions are made at big events. And almost all of us can attest to the time where somebody decided to go from a should to a must, or like, I'm going to really go for it. And most of the time in our careers, for those of you guys that know, those happen, those special moments at events. Now, sometimes it happens, after an event, or sometimes it's happened on a trip poolside when that conversation happened where we guys know whether it's on a big chill or whether it's on an escape or a Viago Fest where someone went, holy cow, this is everything I've ever wanted. And it comes to from, I thought it was, but now I know it is, and I'm going to go for it, right? So it's usually at an event. So what we want to do at this event here is we are going to be amplifying this event to a huge scale and a huge way. And I want to walk you through the format. Now, normally we would surprise you with these things. These things are way too big to be surprises, number one. Number two, the second piece of it is it's a change in some of the format. I want you to be prepared for it, number one. Number two, know how to promote it properly because we're going to be doing big promo into the RTE. And then from the RTE, it is a blitz all the way to Amplify. So Anyway, that's kind of my prep conversation. So let's go through this. And I want to share with you guys our updated format of what we're going to be doing for Amplify. Now, I want you guys to be clear. This is not all events going forward. In fact, what we're planning on doing is taking out our calendar of events for Good Life trainings and having each event have a different flavor to it. So you're going to be probably seeing a little bit different formats at each of our events. So that way you can kind of know and prepare and what to expect. But this is the time where I need you more than ever. We need you more than ever to where this is the time to go, okay, I'm going to put on my promoter hat. I'm going to put on my sales hat and I'm going to go after this thing, but I'm going to give you the tools to be able to do it and the best way that I can to help support you guys. So let's go take a look at what the format is going to be. Live on goodlifetrainings.com is already up on the website is this flyer, is this promotion, and the room block for the hotel is live. Okay. Now, we're not going to promote that to the field yet. We want to give you guys 24 hours to go book your rooms first before we blast it to the entire database and entire organizations for them to book their rooms. But let me walk you through what the weekend is going to look like. So, schedule. Thursday is going to be the Viago Experience Denver edition. Now, what do we mean by that? So, Thursday is going to be a fun day. And what we mean is we're creating right now, and we're in the negotiations with different things that you can do, experiential things through Denver, places where you're going to be able to get that social media pick and fun things, right? So, I want you to think about this kind of like a pick your path where we're going to have an opportunity. You want to do the cart thing and go pub crawl, right? Which is a fun thing to do, but it's Denver, so go easy. Just so you guys know, altitude is no joke. All right. Somebody goes like, I can handle it. No, you can't. So then, the mountain biking that you can take an excursion out to. So, and go downhill mountain biking, which is unbelievable if you've never done in the mountains there too. So we're going to have a group of things where you can go and kind of pick your path, something you might want to do with your team or a group experience or a group of people or join the fun with one of the other groups that's going to be having it. So Thursday will be an experiential day. There's no scheduled training and there's no scheduled leadership on Thursday. So this is a fun day, so to speak, to go out there and create some fun in Denver. Now, we're going to be supplying that. And so you could fly in. So now, if that isn't in the schedule, and especially for your new people, if they can't fly in on Thursday, we don't want them to feel like it's a mandatory thing. So, Friday is going to be a very amazing day. Registration is going to start at 10, but we're also going to be starting our Viago Expo Day. Now, what is the Viago Expo Day? Viago Expo Day is going to be a room where after you register, where you're going to go in and get your registration and walk in, and there's going to be different booths. Now, most of you have probably been to some convention or expo where it's like booth to booth to booth to booth. And except for it's usually different vendors for different companies selling different stuff. This is going to be all of our stuff. So I want to give you some examples of what you're going to see in these booths. One of the booths is going to be dedicated towards getaways and escapes. So somebody wants to know about all the getaways and escapes, they can go to that booth. There's going to be on the hour presentation, short 10-minute presentations, and then somebody there available to answer questions. Bring your laptop, open up their laptop. So think about it kind of almost like a Apple Store Genius Bar type of a thing where they can be there and get questions answered. You're going to have a booth there on products. What do I mean by products? The products that we have for sale in Viago, someone showing them, demoing them, selling them, and going, guess what? You can buy this in your back office in the marketplace using your Viago points. So they get up to speed on that. The other things that they're going to get on top of that, oh, sorry, guys, I'm going to go backwards here. Da, da, da. Okay. In that we're going to have a breakout. There's going to be a booth. So actually, let me pull this up so I can actually talk through it more properly, which is even more fun. So as I can go through and, Kamitsi, since you're here, I'm going to make you a co-host if you see somebody in the waiting room. So, and they don't let in, if you could help, that would be awesome. And then I'm going to pull this up so you guys I'm going to go through this. So other booths that we're going to have is this. We're going to have the Viago app booth. We're going to have some of our outside people, someone from the health insurance plan that's going to be out there. So did I just get cut off or something? Do I look weird? I feel like I'm getting, oh, it did do something weird. Hold on. Super weird.
It went to your cell phone view. Now you're back.
Now I'm back. Okay, I got it. Okay. So and the booth. So let me take a look. Let me stop sharing here. Okay, there we go. Other booths that we're going to have here is a back office booth. Somebody wants to know on back office and go through stuff in their back office. We're going to have a professional photo booth where someone can get their headshots done for their social media and for stuff like that. We're going to have a booth for a few other things. Now, there's going to be fun things in that as well, where when you get there, there's going to be little mints and candies and maybe some raffles and fun things we're going to do with our booths. The other thing that's going to happen is this: when you check in for the day, for those of you guys that went to Cabo, you got your Cabo passport book. You guys remember that? You went and got stamps everywhere. Well, with us, we're going to have your Amplify passport book. And what's going to happen when you register is every exhibit that you go to or every booth, you're going to get a stamp. Every breakout you go to, you get a stamp. You register for the next event, you get a stamp. You do a social media post on your social media with the sign somewhere in Denver, let's go, you get a stamp, right? You do something nice for a Viago service ambassador, they give you a stamp for, being of service for that day, doing something, right? So we are going to make it a fun piece of that. So those that love to do that with some prizes and things that go along with that. So booths, going from side to side, back to back. The second thing that's going to be happening on Friday is our breakout sessions. So you asked for it, we're delivering. We are going to have two different breakout rooms with three different trainings in each of them that are hour-long segments with a half an hour in between for us to be able to do. So it's kind of, do I want to go to this breakout? Do I want to go to that breakout? You go to this one. I go to this one. I get a stamp here. You get a stamp there, right? And what we're going to be doing in these breakouts is a combination of stuff. We're going to have a compensation plan breakout. We're going to have a back office training breakout. We're going to have a content creation breakout. We're going to have, a Sapphire and above leadership breakout, which is going to be the last one at 5 p.m. in one of the rooms for our leadership, which is for those of you guys that are Sapphires and above. At that event, you'll have an opportunity to pre-register for the next event, which is going to be amazing, and you'll get a sneak peek into some of the announcements happening that weekend. So, and this is going to be on Saturday. Now, on Friday. On Friday at 6 p.m., all the breakouts and the exhibit hall shuts down. And the reason why is because we're going to be prepping for a Friday night big shot presentation. This is going to be a presentation where we're going to do the Viago present. So company and product, which is perfect for guests. Now, obviously, we want you to get guests there so you can get business in and those people can sign up and come to the weekend for sure. But the other part of it is this. Right now, the majority of people are joining Viago from presentations on Zoom. That's how they're getting in. Well, now, even if they're not, they're getting in with a one-on-one. So even your people that don't have guests, I want you to think about it as your new people there are kind of guests. They're guests of their first event. And they've never seen a big shot presentation with a group of people with the energy in the room, with the fire testimonials that are all big money testimonials of what's possible. So that's going to be our Friday. Now, what's different about that? Well, Friday night, there's going to be no inner circle party because that's going to be moving to Saturday. So absolutely free for all attendees is the Big Shot meeting, right? So the Big Shot meeting is a guest event, but a free for everybody. You want to bring guests and promote guests, and we can start getting on top of that now, building into Denver. What you want to be thinking as a leader is this: I'm going to be starting a minimum of 2 lines in Denver, one on my right, one on my left. So I'm getting 2 lines of sponsorship going in Denver. So that way, when you get to Denver, they're building into the event. In fact, you're building into the event with new people in those markets. Okay. So Friday. Saturday is going to be our main production stage day, which is our general session 1. So general session 1 is going to start 10 a.m. as we're used to. Then we're going to have our lunch break, and then we're going to be coming back with a big CTA push on Saturday night, and we're going to be ending the event at 6. Now, if we can end a little bit earlier, we're going to try to potentially, but I want you guys to take a look at the schedule here. So on Saturday, we're going to be ending at 6. The reason why is Saturday night, we're going to be doing our inner circle party. And we already have the theme in the flyer. It is Show Your Shade. It's our color personality party, which means we want you to dress up in your primary color. All right. So now some people are like, well, what if I don't know? Well, pick one. So if you don't know, ask us. We'll tell you, by the way. And we have the color test. This is something that's going to be absolute bash and fun. We're going to have a great time. But the cool part about it is this. I want you to think about all the pictures and the colors and the groups of people. We'll get the yellows together, the blues together. It's going to be amazing. But it's outside of that. I want you to think consciously. What is this going to do? Everybody has to take the test. They start knowing it. We start talking about this as a part of our culture of really starting to understand the power behind communication and effective communication when it comes to this. So that's going to be Saturday night. It also gives an opportunity to everyone to register. So even after, they've seen the event, they know the power of what we're doing in Inner Circle. So then they're in on that. Now, back to Sunday. Sunday is where we are going to level up. This is one of the things I'm the most excited about. I'm going to spend a little bit more time talking about this before I go into what we need from you this week and into the event. So, Sunday, you'll notice there that's what they call down on the bottom level up sessions. Okay. And then that's from 10 to 12. And then we have a lunch and coming back for our general session, which is where we're going to be doing our diamond and above recognition, where we have our diamond and above awards, which if you saw at the last event, we showcased them with the big V with the diamonds in them, which are beautiful, which we're going to be showcasing. Also, our keynotes and rally call. You'll notice that Friday there, you see 4 p.m. We're going to be ending earlier on Sunday, and there's no official after party, so to speak, on Sunday night. The main party is going to be Saturday night. Okay. Now, we will have church service, we'll have Club Fit, we'll have all that stuff as well. This is just kind of a high level overview. All right. But one of the things we want you guys to know from Sunday is it's potentially we might even be able to squeeze that back even a little bit more, but we wanted to give ourselves some space. We'd rather tell you 4 and a little bit earlier than tell you 3 and end a little later. Okay. So now, why Sunday's going to leave that? We do have people, and as you guys know, they're balling on a budget, and you guys know that they are scraping together whatever they can. And when you're out there, selling, really convincing somebody how life changing it's going to be for them to figure out a way to go. And right now, if we're asking them to take off Thursday and Friday and potentially Monday from work, that can definitely be a lot for that person that is just trying to find a way to get their butt in the seat, right? So for those, taking off Friday is great, but if they need to take a late night flight home on Sunday, that's going to be a possibility without missing something in terms of like from a stage event. Because if we're ending at 6:30 or later, so then that makes it a little more difficult. Now, I'm not going to be promoting leave on Sunday, but there are people that's going to have to happen from based on work. Okay. So that's on Sunday. Now, Sunday morning level up sessions. What are these? Okay. I'm going to get off camera here for just not off camera. I'm going to get off share here a little bit so that way I can talk you through this. This is something that I am really excited about because of what I know that it can do for you for a lot of different reasons. Okay. What we're going to be doing is taking a concept that I did for many years, but actually is what got me momentum. So I was struggling in network marketing around $3,000 a month, and I couldn't break through, and I wanted to get to 6 figures badly, right? So, and it was something that I just was like so passionate about. And so what I noticed was that we were missing some duplication, we were missing some systems and missing some things. And so what I went to is I went to some of my sideline leaders that were all pretty young. We were in our early 20s. And I said, hey guys, I got this idea. I said, what if we put together a training system where we really could leverage off each other? Because you can't be a prophet in your own backyard now or to your own groups. So, and we get together knowing that we're not a part of each other's teams. And we come together and organize a training and do a training system where we bring our people together because my people will listen to you more than they will to me. And so we got these trainings and we started in our first Monday. Remember, it was February like 8th. I think I remember the date. So it's 2005. And we did this training. And so 20 something years ago. And we had like 35 people and we were all excited about it. Then the next week we had 70. Then the next week we had 170. And then we got to 200 and then it grew to 500. And I'm not talking MLM numbers. I'm talking about butts and seats. Every single Monday night in Los Angeles that we did these trainings. And then what happened was as these trainings grew, we launched other trainings in Southern California where we had over 2,000 people in a training. And then it expanded to across the world, or I'm sorry, across the US. We were not a global company. It was a US company. And what we did was we had a rotating curriculum. And what we had is an 8-week training program where each week we were doing a different training topic. So each week you did this, did this, did this, did this. So people knew each week they were excited to come back for the trainer, but they were also excited to come back for the subject. And what happened was if people missed that subject didn't come around for another 2 months because it didn't come back for 8 weeks because it was a rotating curriculum, right? So now if you came in, if you attended 8 weeks in a row, you would hit all subjects. So you didn't want to miss. And we're looking at implementing something similar to that with our Monday night one big team call. However, there isn't exactly 4 weeks in a month. All right. So there was always like an off week for us to be able to start the curriculum again properly in the first week of the month. And so we did something that we were like, well, let's do some specific training. So what we did in our training session is there was an air wall where we could cut the big room into 4 quadrants. And in those 4 quadrants, when you checked in for that day for the training, if you were brand new, you went to this room. If you were bronze and silver, you went to this room. If you were silver and or gold and or gold and sapphire, you went to this room. Emerald and above. Now different ranks, but you get the concepts. And you went to that room, and that was your training room for the night. And so what happened was the trainers rotated, and what we did was we were giving specialized training to the people at those specific ranks for only what they needed to know and focus on to get to the next rank. And so what ended up happening is we were walking into the room. So when you're talking to the new people, you're like, guys, listen, we're so excited you're here. So what are you addressing for new people? Fear of rejection, fear of inviting, fear, like all the things, fears, but also specifics of actions. Instead of focusing on results, you're focusing on the right actions of what to do to get them to here, which is to get them to bronze. How many is bronze? 10. So everything in that room is going, guys, listen, our number one objective in this room is to help you level up. So that way, the next time you're in that room, so we want to get you at least, how do we get to 10 people? Because 10 people get you over there. And then once you're in that room, I can't wait for you to hear, because that room is teaching how to go from 10 to 100. So we got to get you to that room. So now we're pushing. So inclusion, exclusion, as you know, in our business is so important. But the best part about doing these specialized level up rooms is because no one feels excluded, like they're missing out, like, oh, those people are getting something, I'm getting nothing. Here, I'm getting what I need to get to there. And then I'm getting what I need in this room to get to there. And I'm getting what I need in this room so we can specialize it. So now, why also this is important is many people, it's going to make their butt puckers when they know this is coming. And the reason why is I promise you, there are people that are going, there ain't no way I'm being in that new person room. I've been here for too long. I ain't new. So people on Saturday night will get promoted, guaranteed. There are people that are hovering around close to bronze. They will be promoted to make sure they're in the bronze and above room on Saturday night. So Sunday morning, they can walk in and be like, see, bronze. You're going to have people that you know are silver that are like, I am not sitting in that silver room. I'm going to get to that gold room, and they're going to get promoted that night, and they're going to get themselves there. And guess what? We're going to explain this weekend, everyone, so they know how to get to the next rank, and they're focused on it. So I'm not going to spoil everything that's going to happen in that, but we're going to have specialized training rooms. Then at the end of the last part of the training for all the new rooms, we're going to be doing a live phone zone. Now, what is that? Where they're going to be setting appointments going into lunch. Then guess what? We break for lunch. You go meet them, and they help fill your calendar with appointments and presentations with all their top people. And then we come back after lunch for the big sessions to do the big promotions of the diamonds and above, the keynote speech and the war cry, sending everybody out. And we're out of there by 3:30, 4 by the latest. And then, of course, if people need to go, they need to go and go home and go to work because they've already got the work in momentum. Number one. Number two, if they're not going home, then they're hanging out and we're socializing on Sunday night and having fun and, and doing some fun stuff in Denver. So, that's a lot. So just let me give you a quick recap here on this as we go through it. I'm just going to point through this. Again, all on goodlifetrainings.com already. Room block is available. Go book, right? Thursday, experiential day. Fun, right? So let's go create some experiences. Friday, expo day, breakout day, big shot meeting at night, okay? Free for everybody. Saturday, general session. Then Saturday night, inner circle party. So show your shade. Then Sunday, level up sessions, all right, based on ranks. And then we're coming back for our general session to bring it home. So that's our schedule. Now, yes, Club Fit, their community days, things like that. We're going to be implementing those as well. I just wanted to give you a high level event of everything here. Okay. So that was already on the schedule for you guys. Now, what does this mean? Well, we're going to need more of you. Okay, so you're going to be called upon. And what I mean by that is as emeralds and above, sapphires and above, as golds and above, we're going to need more help. Why? We're going to need people that are qualified to be able to host in these expos, right? Because I don't expect one person to sit there from 10 to 6. That's crazy, right? So we're going to need to do some shifts where it's going to be like, okay, 4 hour shift, 4 hour shift, or 3 hour shift, 3 hour shift. So we're going to need some of you guys to help with the expos. We're going to be needing some of you guys to help with the breakouts. We're going to be needing help with some of this specialized training is going to be obviously higher ranks and above with our level up trainings, but we're going to need some support. So be prepared for us to call on you and to be able to step up and step out, right? So when it comes to this. So that is one of the things that we are very excited about. Okay. Now, we are going to be doing something pretty special when it comes to the event coming up here moving forward. I'm going to look at the website and see if this is done. I don't know if Kaylee is on. So let's see. Okay. It is. Okay. Perfect. It's already up. Wow, amazing. So we are going to be doing something here. And actually, Troy, I don't know if you're in availability. I know you were driving. So Troy and Kathy and Novice just did a site visit to the hotel in Denver yesterday, and they're just leaving. And it's a beautiful space and everything that's going to allow us to do this updated format for sure. So Troy, I don't know if you're an ability to say, anything you want to chime in on this or let us know, and then I'll show them the special promo.
Show them the special promo. Yeah, I'm on the road, but I think I got service right now. Yeah, we just left Denver just a hour or two ago, whatever it was, 3 hours ago, I guess. And the hotel that we're in is really, really nice, and it's gonna lend real well to this concept that Jesse's getting ready to kind of go over the rest how this is going to work. But it's a really cool site. There's a lot of restaurants right around the hotel, walking distance, really good restaurants. It's just going to be a nice venue, and I'm really excited about what we're getting ready to do. So can't wait to hear more, Jesse.
Sounds good. So here's what we're doing, guys, is obviously we've got two points of interest. We have the RTE coming up here this next Saturday, which obviously we push for and get everybody on there. And what I love about this is, we've got Carrie, who's going to be training, as well as Troy at this event. And I know one of the reasons why in these RTEs is Troy, I know, is going to get into some nitty gritty and the promotional power. So one of the fastest ways to get people to a big event is promote a smaller event, so to speak, to a bigger event. And we were going to hold out on this until the RTE, but because I know that obviously hearing this is going to give you guys something to promote Amplify with. So of going like, okay, how can I promote this event? We're going to have a promotional video that we're making for the event. I will also do a shortened version of this promoting how Amplify is going to be, the most spectacular event ever. And so that way you can share it, but nothing is going to beat your personal promotion and sending out a text, sending out a message. It ain't going to do it. You're going to have to pick up the phone and be like, guys, holy cow, we got to get you to Amplify. So now, two things that we're going to be doing on this is instead of waiting to do this at the event, at the RTE, we're giving it available to you now. Now, I don't know that we're going to do this long term for events, but we're going to implement something here. So if you go to viagoevents.com, you can go purchase your ticket for Amplify. However, we've implemented for the first time ever a payment plan for your ticket, which should make it easier for you to close and sell people on the ticket. So general admission is $249 for the ticket. VIP is $349. We do the event special. We don't want to undermine and undercut us from an event special because otherwise there's no urgency to buy at an event if it's always the same price later on. So we're literally, it's like stepping over, dollars to pick up pennies and shooting ourselves in the foot all the time. So, but going through this is a 2 payment installment plan. So that means that you can get a general ticket for $129. It will charge the first time, and 30 days later, the second charge will go through. So it's a 2 payment plan for a ticket. So now if someone says, well, I don't have the 249, well, let's get you on the payment plan. Let's get you a ticket. So, and get you in. So, because that gets them locked in. As you guys know, when there's that first level of commitment, whether it's a ticket, a plane ticket, or whatever it is, this lets them know I'm serious and I'm doing this thing. It's like, so this should help you guys close, especially your newest people and your newer people, on making sure that they get their tickets. Okay. So this is a huge bonus promo. Now, we're going to be unveiling that at the RTE, but you guys can use that now. So when you pick up the phone after this phone call and you go make those 10 calls and go, guys, Amplify, holy cow, this is it. It's going to be another level, and you can talk about this stuff. Okay. Second thing that we're going to be doing is this at the RTE, and I'm super excited. Kaylee and the team have been working on this. Is more visibility. One of the issues that you have, I have, we all have, is going. how do I know who's registered on my team or how many registrations I have? And so getting that visibility is something that not only we're working on, but we have some solutions for. I'm hoping we're going to give you that visibility before the RTE, but I don't want to make any guarantees. But by the RTE of giving an opportunity for you to have some more trackability inside of it. Now, it's not going to come directly into your back office yet. So, but it is something where we're at least going to be able to get you the information personally, number one, and also for us to be able to finally start running some awesome contests. Now, as you know, a lot of the people in the more self-motivated category, which are a lot of times your golds and above, some of us are slightly competitive. In fact, some of us will do more to win than we will for anything else, just because we like winning. And also, but some of it's not about winning. We like competing. And so, as we know, those healthy competitions, we love the team oriented. So, we're going to put together some very healthy, aggressive, exciting competitions for two categories. One of them is going to be for our golds and above, which is why we're having this call. And then one of them is going to be for our diamonds and above, right? It might be emerald when we look at the numbers, but but golds and above. Now, what does this mean? This is going to be for those of you who have the most people in your open line that are registered and attend the next event. Now, we'll have a cutoff date, and the reason why is no, there may be some stage time, there may be some money involved, there may be some free rooms. You might get access to Mazaffer's credit card. I mean, I think, so who knows? There might be some trips involved. So, or there might be a little bit of all of the above. I'm not telling you what it is, but I'm telling you. Now, some of you guys is like, I don't even care. I just want to win, right? So, okay, I don't care what I'm getting. But I tell you, we're gonna have something sweet. Now, why is this? Is so that way we can see the numbers. So many of you guys know one of my favorite courses I've been through is Tony Robbins' Business Mastery. And here's the thing: you don't need to go. Let me help you. And the reason why most businesses fail is they don't know their numbers. And right now, if you can't track your numbers, it's very difficult to go, okay, hey, I need you to double your numbers. Well, I don't know exactly where I'm at. And then I don't want you have to take the time to go through your entire organization to find out who's qualified, who's registered, and who's not. So we're going to get that visibility to you. Contests will be available. We're going to promote that from the RTE, but I'm letting you guys know ahead of time is this. Those that have the most. Now, what is open line? That means if you're a gold and you have no other golds in your business, everyone in your enrollment tree that goes to the event is counted. If you're a gold and you have a gold, all of theirs count for them, which means it's outside of other gold is what we call your open line. Okay, so in order to keep that fair, okay, so that means that your gold has a chance to win, and you got a chance to win by doing the most important behavior, which is getting more new people to the event. Okay, so all of that being said, guys, almost a tight 30 on some of that. So for you guys, I do have a few other updates for you guys when it comes to some of the deliverables that we have as a company. And I want to give you guys some updates on it from my side because I've been working aggressively hard on some of the back end systems for you guys that is going to help make your life easier, speed up things, create more duplication, create more simplicity. But I want to take a quick beat here and talk about and just open this up. So I'd love to hear how are you feeling about this updated format, and are there any questions that you guys have about it that I can answer while we're all together? So talk to me, guys. I haven't seen in the chat. Marty's, let's go. That's cool. So let's get in on it. So anybody?
Yes, Jesse, how soon will we know about the leadership expo shifts on who's going to be doing what?
Relatively soon. So we're going to be putting together the format and that and seeing what we can come up with and putting that stuff together. So I'll keep everybody posted and we'll start reaching out here relatively soon. But I mean, I wouldn't expect anything over the course of the next couple of weeks, but by I would say the end of the month. So that way we have all of at least over a month to prepare for some of it. But most of it's going to be pretty straightforward. Here's what you need to do. Here's how you're going to do it. And then here's your shift. So. Linda's excited about the level up rooms. Absolutely. So by the way, guys, I cannot, there are certain things I'm like, for me, like I'm usually kind of cautiously optimistic about things where I'm like, I believe this is I'm like overly confident about how well this is going to work. So, um, anyone else? Feedback on it, questions about it, pretty straightforward, right, guys? We hate it. We love it. Jesse, you're crazy. Or, what's wrong with you? Uh, so, cool. All right. I'm going to move on to a couple other things here. But I can tell you guys, this is, like I said, we need you. We need you that from a promotional standpoint, a promotional power. So is right now between now and Denver, if you go to our website and you go to goodlifetrainings.com, which I'm going to pull up here real quick. Okay. So, and we got into goodlifetrainings.com. You've got the test there, and then you got the RTE coming up here. And then secondly, you've got we're 69 days away. So the registration, these shades are up there. You're booking your hotel. We're going to be keeping adding to this. And I'm excited for you guys to be able to have access to all this stuff far in advance as we are getting more and more and more prepared, right? So we're going to be announcing some of our couple of the guest trainer spots that's going to be happening at the RTE. This is just a flyer that has us and the leadership on it. That is not the speaker panels. It's just promoting because, of course, our leadership is going to be there. Okay. So obviously there's more information about the other upcoming events that are here. And I want you guys to know here that on Good Life Trainings, you're going to see the evolution of this, right? So Good Life Trainings is going to become our hub. We also have all of our past events and links to our promotional stuff. So from a system standpoint, you're going to see Good Life Trainings become the resource hub for almost everything. Presentations, logins. I know we have all of our team sites and we don't want to take away from the team spirit because as a whole, Good Life Trainings is the whole company, really. It's not a team, right? It's a system. And it's a system designed to help you grow your Viago business, right? And that's the purpose of it, to help grow the ambassadors to become the leaders and kind of your pathway to leadership. So, but you're going to see us really putting a lot of the stuff that are resources we're going to find and aggregating it together on Good Life Trainings that you're going to be seeing here over the course of the next couple of months. So, which is something that I'm excited to help participate with and get everybody on. The second thing is our Viago app. You're going to see this over the course of the next couple of months become your resource center. So when somebody says, where do I find that? Whether it's the comp plan, their link to this, the video for that, all of that stuff is going to be on that inside of our app as well. So that way it's a very simple process when you join Viago. You join Viago, you download the app. Where do I get access to this? In your app. Where's this video? In the app. Where's the presentation? In the app. Well, where's training? Good Life Trainings. So there's no confusion. Easily accessible, how you promote and how you get to everything. Okay. Now, if you guys didn't see this yet, I just want to show it to you guys because I think it's important when it comes to our videos and our events. I put together a resource library, which I'm going to pull up for you guys so you can see that I shared inside of our group. We're in a content-driven world, and we're going to start seeing this content drive. I've posted this link inside of it, which is a folder in it. And what it has in there is presentations. It has the 10-minute overview that Kursky just did. It's got one that was done by me about a month ago. I just did one about an hour ago that I thought was pretty fire. I'm going to put it in here for you guys to be able to use it. Then we've got lifestyle videos. These are different lifestyle videos from us. We're collecting this from exotic car racing with the Blue Diamonds to Phuket. These are certain things to place in Zimbabwe, inner circle parties. We've got escape videos. These are recaps of the escape videos. This is the escape around the world video, right? We've got from all these different escapes. And then we'll have promo videos where you can start sending these. I'm recruiting people based on just sending them recap videos. Be like, this was us in Dubai. Listen, do you want to go on the next one? Okay. Then on that, we've got Good Life Trainings. We have event recaps. All of our event recaps from Good Life Training videos in here, which show the power of our events. We've got inner circle stuff in here. We've got up and coming events, which will be the promotional events for up and coming events that are happening. We've got marketing tool videos, right? So from stuff, people say, well, that video from Strata or the thing from the site, it's on there. And then we have Viago stories. This is going to be our testimonials and our member stories of people. We're just starting to drop this and build out this library. So we'll have the library available, but we'll also have it. It'll be on Good Life Trainings. People say, where do I find Good Life Trainings? Is going to have our library. We'll also have it inside of the Viago app. So you can share it through the Viago app if you want to share some of these resources, which is going to be there coming soon. So these are huge things that are simplifying, giving access to it. So everything's going to be easy to find in one place. I can't tell you how many times people say, where do I find this? So where do I get this? So that way, everybody comes in, we create a streamlined, systematic approach to this whole thing. So Guys, this year is going to be about systematizing. And one of the main reasons why is this. One of my favorite quotes is, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. We could have the biggest goals in life, we could have the most exciting things in life, but if we don't have a systematic approach, and I hate to be cliche, but systems save yourself time, energy, and money, right? But there is a reality behind this of what we call the speed of trust. When something gets in and they can work fast and we can eliminate distractions, because if you guys have been, most of you have been doing network marketing for more than a decade. I know most of you very well by this point. Some of us have been doing this for more than 20 years. Okay. So, and if you guys remember when we first started, you wanted to kind of put blinders on and eliminate distractions from people. And the easiest way to eliminate distractions was the only real distraction was their TV. You guys remember this? And that was the whole thing. Throw your TV away. Get rid of your income, turn your couch around, sell your TV, and all of a sudden you're going to make money because we could eliminate those distractions because they were in an environment where we could more control it. Now, some I think were a little overly culty. So you guys know what I'm talking about. So, but at the same time, there was this opportunity where there wasn't so many distractions. You could put your head down for 2, 3 years and very rarely get distracted by your neighbor on your left, your neighbor on your right, or whatever it is, or whatever company. Now we cannot eliminate the distractions because the entire thing sitting in your flipping pocket is a distraction. Every post is trying to pull your attention into something else, and it might not be another business opportunity, but God knows that's happening every day. And what I mean by that is the minute one of your people joins network marketing and they do a post about something network marketing related, you don't think every algorithm on the planet is about to pitch them on every deal that they've ever been in, or any friend that's ever been in a network marketing company finds out you joined a network marketing company and all of a sudden it's like, hey, look at my deal. That stuff didn't happen years ago, but it is now. So distractions, we are in a distracted society. And how hard is it? It's like, and if every day you're distracted from doing and keeping the main thing, which is doing the thing over and over and over when it's boring, when you're not seeing the result. But when you do that consistently, you finally get the pop. But people usually don't get the pop because they're not doing it long enough because they're so flippin' distracted. Now, we can't eliminate those distractions. But what we can do is create a focused, centralized system to where there's no fragmentation inside of our community. So when somebody comes in, they know exactly what to do and how to do it. And we can control that flow of information in a way that's systematic to where it takes people through a process. So a new person comes in and doesn't get overwhelmed. Because right now, from a new person standpoint coming in, it's like, okay, this is a lot. Now, learning to become a professional inside of any industry or network marketing and direct sales, it's a lot. But it shouldn't be a lot for a new person to get in, to get started, to get to Club 6. It shouldn't be a lot for a new person to get in, to get started and get into inner circle, start listening to stuff. It shouldn't be a lot for a new person to get in, to go through the basics of step 1, 2, and 3. And then once they're in and they're excited and they got a check and they got a belief and they got value and all that kind of stuff and they want to go 100 miles an hour, we can show them that pathway to do so. But it shouldn't be, well, I joined this thing and it's like, whoa, like there's all these things and blah, blah, blah. And I gotta learn this, I gotta learn that, I gotta learn that. I don't even know where to find that. And so this is it, guys. So for a long period of time, many of you guys know I have been in a aggressive, what I would call supporter role for quite some time, of doing everything I could to support the people that chose Viago as their home. So, and you're going to see a slight transition from me in this is I've done everything I can to help support you from a emotional standpoint, from a friendship standpoint, from a belief standpoint, from a community standpoint as much as I can. So, and now Jesse's transitioning into leading systems. This is where my bread and butter is. This is where I made the majority of my income. It's what I did when I built these things, is taking complicated steps, dance steps, breaking them down to simplicity to get everybody to participate and follow along. And so this is where I'm excited to be able to put this together for us with all of your help and all of your input. So we were listening, and I want you guys to know, many of you came from us from a leadership standpoint and said, hey, there's a breakdown here. And this is where I feel like I'm running with ankle weights on. Here's where I'm getting stuck. Here's where I'm finding it. This is where I'm getting frustrated. Most of you, by the way, didn't come to me with solutions. You came to me with anger or frustration or sadness. I get it. So I get it. Some of you came to me with rage, by the way. So Pamela, that's not funny. I love you. I want you to know I didn't interpret it that way. Some of you, maybe. What I interpret, what is this? Is you care. I want this to work so badly, and and it's something that I feel like I can't. And for the amount of time and energy and effort I'm putting into this, and I feel like I build it and then something falls apart, and I build it and something falls apart, and I feel it and there's a hole at the bottom of the bucket. And how do we fix this hole and all that kind of stuff? And so this is going to be where you're going to see some major focuses of where I know that I can not only make an impact, but it's going to be huge. When you came to us about some of the events and going, how can we make this and sex this up? We need to get a younger demographic in, and how can we make this more appealing and all that other stuff? We're here, we're listening. Now, are we perfect? No. Okay. Is it going to be, are we going to do something perfectly the first time? Not a chance. Okay. So, okay. But what I can tell you is when we come together is this, like I look around this space and this is not from a sideways. People talk about this company, that company. I was like, I don't care. I don't care what this person's doing. I could care less. Right. It's so, okay. But from a distract, and I hope they do well, legitimately. I don't have a scarcity mentality. Like, look, I hope they get 1 million people into their company, right? So there's billions of people on the planet. So to be $1 billion company, we only need 1 mil. That's all we need. We need 1 million members. That's all we need. So okay, right? To be $100 million company, we need 100,000. That's it. That's it. For you to have $1 million income, what do you need? 10,000. That's it. Five left, five right. It's 1 million. Plus cycles, you're at 1.5 million easy, easy, probably closer to 2, right? So if that's the deal, and we come together with this, but we want to give you something that you can have confidence in, you can have security in, and belief in that it's going to execute to the best of our abilities. And the reason why we know it's going to work is because we're going to do it with you. So, but it's going to require some of you guys have been playing small and you know it, and I'm going to call you out on it. Some of you guys have been on the sidelines. Now, you could justified or not justified, don't care. What happened in February, December, January, all of that stuff, don't care, right? All I care about is between now and the next 70 days, between now and Amplify, do this with me. Come on. Like just give me your best. Promise we won't betray your trust. In Amplify, you're going to see this, and as we go from there. Now, it's going to take us a little bit of time because, as you guys know, everything that happened in Cabo, we were like, Cabo Fest, this was insane. But it also threw off our rhythm slightly because from going from Cabo Fest into Playbook was a tough spin for us, right? So now we're looking at how do we make sure that we don't have, kind of the right event at the wrong time so we can space things out more properly for us. So that way we can build from event to event, from festival event to amplify event to elevate event to all these pieces. So we'll make sure we put this together for you guys and deliver. Okay. So it is going to be a big year for us. We didn't just make it through our first year, guys. We we served not we killed it. Now I know sometimes it doesn't feel like that, but for those of you guys that have never been a part of a startup, this was phenomenal. So, what we added, what we built on, and what we're building towards is going to be incredible. Now, the tech of the things that are happening on the backside of things over the next 12 months is going to be huge. So, anyway, I'm jibber jabbering too much. We're going to wrap this. We've been here for 50 minutes. So, what I want you guys to get after is this: if you need a kind of a personalized game plan, you need a wake up call, and you want to start talking through some stuff. I'm going to do my best to clear my schedule to make sure that I have at least a personal game plan with you of what it is that you want to do. But I want you to know is some of you have gotten the blue Jesse, because a lot of people think my first color is blue. By the way, it's not. It's not even my first two. So I present blue because it's the best way to be able to get people together of feeling and connections and want to come back. And because we have enough reds, I don't need to step into that very much on our stage. But if you want to start working with me on a personal scale, we can set some game plans. But but I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you to level up and call you the accountability of this stuff because the people that help go from that first year, a lot of times they say the pioneers, they don't actually get the land, they get the arrows. The pioneers are the ones, so that a lot of times in the very beginning, and it's hard and it's tough and it's tough, but the pathway has been pretty cleared right now, and it's time. The biggest runners in our company probably aren't signed up. Here's my belief: the number one income earners in Viago haven't been recruited yet. They're not here yet, but somebody's gonna go get them, and whoever go gets them, I don't need to be number one. I don't need to be number two. I don't need to be number 10, but have me some number ones in my group. I'll take the check match. I'll take that beach money. I'll take that freedom money. I'll take that, like, go, go, go. You're the man. You're the woman. And just go to events and shake hands and kiss babies and sit in the front row and take notes and cheer everybody else on. I don't know about you, but doesn't that sound pretty good? So, so let's go ahead and make this thing happen. I'm gonna put together a new pitch video for you guys. I've got some stuff. My wall is just power packed. I want you guys to see this. Actually, I might as well pull this up so you guys can, so you guys know where we're at here and what we're working on. I wonder if oh, there's that. Oh, there's money. So switch cameras. Okay, there's another camera. So here's my phone. By the way, Zoom has this cool feature where you can do your phone. So by the way, pretty cool view over there. Pretty cool view over there. By the way, here's Manila. But here's my board. So as you guys can see, right? So these are the different areas, the urgency things, the trips that we're going on from the Philippines to this, to the Good Life trainings, to all the stuff that we're putting together. So okay. So the videos, the conferencing, everything that we're doing here today is to be able to create a system. Now, I can't remove the work from you. You got to go do the work. And yes, you got to go deal with direction, with rejection and all the other things. But most of you, I know what you've been praying for and what you've been looking for is go, okay, I know if I do this and I put this into this, that it's going to either maintain or grow. And I feel overly confident about what we can do together over the course of these next 70 days. So, but here's the reality. If we don't double or triple the ticket sales for Amplify, Good Life Trainings is going to have a very big challenge. So, and we need your help. So let's make it happen. Love you guys. Any questions that you guys got for me? Please let me know.